What happens when you hit a roadblock? What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Fervent Forward. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever cross the annual $1 million revenue mark? Hello, I'm Zack Miller, author of Anomaly. With me today, I have my co-host, Tim Ryan, lead man at StartWheel.org. Thank you so much for joining us. The Fervent Forward is a weekly show every Thursday at 11 a.m. dedicated to sharing insights into growing a world-class business, no matter the climate. Technology doesn't have to be a cuss word. And to be honest, I don't understand why people freak out at that, the whole technology cuss word type of thing, because they're on their phones like 24/7. Yes, even you, Grandma Susie. And that's my own grandma. So I wasn't just talking about random Grandma Susies. How can you use it in your business to benefit the bottom line and streamline your processes? Jennifer Strout of MotivateU is here to get Tim and I and all of you through that barrier. Do you guys have a Grandma Susie who hates technology or no? Okay.
No, I had a Grandma Judy. I actually founded the company on her birthday, but she passed away about a year and a half ago. My grandfather worked for Apple. So my grandmother tried to be hip and always keep up with it, but it was hilarious when she would, I have a younger cousin who's 9 years younger, and my cousin would teach her all these slang words and how to use emojis and stuff. And my grandmother would send me things and I'd be like, Grandma, I don't know what you're talking about. I have to look that up. I can't even keep up with you.
I don't know what any emojis mean either. So but it is interesting, not to go on the crazy tangent of this, but a lot of older people are pretty tech savvy, but for some reason do freak out at the whole technology thing when it comes to a business, which is interesting to me. I don't know why it happens, but when I was writing the intro, I was like, oh, let's talk about that a little bit. But anyway, Jennifer, when did you start getting into technology, become a technology enthusiast? What's the whole kind of background when that became your bread and butter lifestyle?
Well, like I mentioned before, my grandfather worked for Apple when I was growing up. And I actually lived with my grandparents since I was 4. So that's when I got my first computer. But we had one pretty much in every room of the house. And
what was the first computer?
The basement. So I don't know if you guys, I'm going to age myself a little bit here. But remember when the old Apples, they had the big bar at the bottom. They were that horrible pasty, I don't know, skin color.
The skinny tall Apple computers?
Oh, no. Big thing, a little screen. When you think of the old TVs where it's all this extra stuff and a little.
With the ones with the super colorful things behind them and everything?
No. I'm much older than that.
Oh, okay.
They were beige, just plain beige.
Floppy disk.
Yes, floppy disk time. Yeah. Old school. Yeah. I wish I could bring up a picture, but
don't you worry. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up a picture, so don't you worry.
So yeah, I've always liked computers. Obviously, it was just there. And I also had a lot of games that I would play. Yeah, pretty much not like
this.
A little bit better than that, but we did have one of those in the basement.
I think actually I think I had one of those too, now that I think about it. But
yeah.
Anyway. So that was your first computer. It got you in, and continue on.
Yeah. So I used to play math games on it. It's funny because I didn't realize, I don't think when I was a child, that I was teaching myself to do things. So there was this one math game I remember I'd play, and so by the 4th grade we'd have these math drills, and I would always finish everything first. And I think it was because I had access to that, right? I was definitely very lucky that I had a computer since such a young age, and I was able to use it to learn things. And growing up with my grandparents, because they'd already had their own children, they'd already done all that. I pretty much grew up doing a lot of stuff by myself. But then I remember I also had the Encyclopedia Britannica CD-ROM. That was a few years later when they actually had CD-ROMs could be put in. And I would again use it to learn things. So it's kind of when I was a kid, I was oh, no one will play with me. But then it forced me.
That's Google now, right? All those things are basically what Google is.
Right.
Now,
you can just look at anything. Yeah, I know. It's it's mind blowing.
Would you call it Encyclopedia Britannica? Like I remember going to the library, having to go through, figuring out what that what was the thing, the card. What was that thing? The card catalog. You had to like figure out where those things were. Just to find one little piece for a research project. Now you're just like, but I mean, is that like what Google is now? Would you like? Is Encyclopedia Britannica Google?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, and they ended up making one on a CD-ROM then too. So that was like leg up, because then like I could just search for it. So that was like, to me, the precursor of Google was like the CD-ROM version of the encyclopedia.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I was 9 when we got internet. So I feel like pretty young. For a couple of years, it was just me, or not a couple of years, probably like a year or so. It was like me and one other person that I knew had the internet. But I remember when I first saw it on TV, and I said, Grandpa, do you know there's this thing you can use to talk to people from all over the world? He's like, yeah, we're getting that installed next week or something. And that was back when you used to have to sit on the for AOL, and it would just like go through the fax machine. And it would just take like sometimes 2 hours. And now people get impatient when something takes like 2 milliseconds.
Right.
Oh yeah. So I remember always seeing, like, they always replay this thing from the Today Show, where like Al Roker and I think what's the Katie Kirk, they're like, there's this thing called the internet, and that's like the thing that they use when they're talking about. It's like 92, 94, something like that. And it just makes me laugh. Like, I don't know why. Like, I mean, it's a telephone could do that. Now if you could do this other thing, like, it is interesting.
Yeah, because I was in the military back then, so right. I was totally oblivious to all that. And I remember, so through the whole basic training process, and then going to my first assignment was in Iceland, so that was isolated from everything. And I remember then after that I went to Turkey, and then someone showed me the internet for the first time, and I was just like, whoa, that is just bananas that you could do that stuff. But,
stupid question, but it was created in America, the internet? Should I know that?
Yeah, I think Al Gore did it back in the day. At least,
yeah, so. But I knew that. But I always just wondered, like, did he actually create in America, or was it?
I think it was back in America, connecting all the colleges and universities back in the day.
The old Facebook method for the internet
and the military. I don't know.
Okay.
Are you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy, all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at ZachMillerSays.com/Anomaly Academy.